Ghostly greetings, guys. Ghostly greetings. Your boy Prue. Holler at me. We're going to talk about The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill. I read this with Sarah. And Sarah, I don't like that. That's off center a little bit too much. There we go. That's fine. I read this with Sarah and Sarah MG Reed. She's an awesome YouTuber. Check out her channel. I'll link it in the thing below. All power to the thing below, I guess. And she's really awesome. She's a lot of fun. She had a lot better insights to this than I did. But let's talk about this. The general plot is a 15-year-old girl's mom starts dating a crane. Yeah, a crane person. I think this might be them on the cover, but to me, I read it like an actual like storked, beaked crane. Basically, the crane, the stork from Family Guy. And to me, it read as sort of a fun dystopian-ish novel because there's like drones and most of farming and stuff is animatronic or automatronic, where the machines are doing it all. And their mom's a painter, but she hasn't been painting or buying food or making sure the kids are going to school because she's been hanging out with this stork and doing newly dating couple stuff, you know. And the kids are worried, like, hey, mom, you're dating a bird. Is everything okay? It's extremely dark. So the general plot is how the family is going to deal with this. While, like, oh man, mom's not working, mom's not buying food, I'm not going to school, the stork might be trying to kill us or might be trying to replace our father. We think the crane is bad, but mom thinks he's good. You know, that kind of stuff. And also, if you've ever had like a single parent where mom or dad starts dating somebody new, you're always a little offish about it. So so that wasn't bad. The characters, there's the 15-year-old daughter whose name I do not recall, and her little brother Michael, the crane, and the mom. That's basically all the characters in this book. A truancy officer shows up, and some other friends and family start talking. But yeah, that was about it. There's not many characters in this book. All the characters have their purpose. They all did a really good job. The pros and cons of this book: pro, it's extremely short and a very fast pace, and the weirdness going on with her mom dating a crane and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. That made me want to read it more. And the book did not overstay its welcome. The book knew that what it was, and it's like, okay, we need to get here. We need to get here quick. So it's like a 200-page novel. Less than, actually. The cons is there's some really weird stuff going on, and this made me ask a lot of questions. Like, are there bird people? Are there other animal people? Like, are cows sentient? Is it just birds? Is this a common thing in this world for women to date animals? There's a part where like the daughter's trying to cover up the little brother's ears because the mom and the bird are doing adult time, and she's like, this is freaking weird. Nothing to you, but that was weird to me. Like this whole world, like there was no world building. Like I had so many questions, like the farming is all, what happened? How did we get here? Nope, none of that. You're just in a small farm. This is amazingly good and bad for the same reason, where it's like, hey, you're in a small farmhouse, your mom's dating a bird, and you're gonna have to figure out why and if you're safe. And the whole outside world was a strew to you, but that kind of put me in the head of the daughter because she, as a 15-year-old girl, probably didn't know or didn't care to know, hey, this is what happened. Hey, this is how we got here. 15 to me is still relatively young, so she may not know the ins and out of the dating world, especially if you're in a small, secluded farm. Being from a small, secluded farm, relationships as a whole, to me, were always man-woman growing up. Now that when I got out of my small little farming town and got into the bigger world, I see that that's not always the case. You know, there's nothing wrong with whoever you want to date. Date you, do you. But to me, dating a crane was a bit over the line because there was violence involved with his claws and beaks. And hey, again, do you? But that was weird. That's definitely a con to me. The world building was lackluster on this, but I did like the perspective of like, hey, you're in a small secluded place, you don't know what's going on in the big world. Like, I grew up, I was in a secluded place, and I didn't know what was going on in the big world, so I definitely enjoyed that, especially before the internet and Facebooks and cell phones. That just wasn't a thing I had access to. If I wanted the news, I watched the news. If I wanted, global news, I'd watch CNN, you know. So I really appreciated me putting me in her perspective. The ending did not stick the landing. The ending was terrible. I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. I asked 2 friends who read this book, one being Sarah, and she also says that it was also a little astrew to her that she couldn't wrap her head around it. But it was fun to buddy read this, and it was fun talking about this with somebody. So, like, I'd be doing whatever, and I'd get a message, and I'd read the message, be like, oh, this is weird. And I'd be like, oh, just nice. And it'd be nice to talk about weird things with people. And then also I was at a spot where, like, I remember one day I was at the store, and I was like, I was on talk to text, and I was like, oh man, I got to the part, I think the bird and the mom are having sex, and the lady at Walmart next to me was like, you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good, just doing my thing. And I thought that was a relatively funny moment that I kind of looked, even though I should have known better. There were no kids around, so I don't care. If a 30-year-old woman hears me reading about crazy, weird stuff, I'm okay with it. If there was a kid there, I'd be like, yeah, I'm sorry. But my overall rating for this is it's super short, so I'm gonna give it a B minus. The ending sucks, and the world building, I've got more questions than I got answers. But it was weird, and it was a fun short read. And I totally recommend this. If you have, like, you're just going somewhere for the night, go to your library, buy this, you know, ebook it, whatever you do. I library a lot of stuff. But do that, and you can read it overnight. So if you're just going to go stay at your mom's house overnight for New Year's, or, you know, you just need a book to put by your bed that you can chomp through, or it's almost New Year's, and you want to read a lot of books. The most common number I hear is 52. I want to read a book a week. This would be a great book to get you ahead of that number, because while it's winter, you read a bunch of short books, and you'll boost your number. So when summer gets here, and you're out and staying up late, and the sun's not going down at 5 o'clock at night, you can definitely have that number already padded should you need to slack off a little bit when it's nice out. But that's been your boy Prue, guys. Thanks for watching. Stick with the channel. I got a couple videos lined up. But y'all have a great New Year's. Deuces.